Mr. Speaker, the bill that was tabled, and I opened the debate, and we are debating, in that bill includes no provisions about removal of political boundaries. Mr. Speaker, the member is misleading the House. This Parliament, Mr. Speaker, cannot alter or create political boundaries. We are creating a parish boundary, Mr. Speaker. We are creating a parish, and they must stop, Mr. Speaker.
Listen this.
Mr. Speaker, the minister has made that point repeatedly, and it is disingenuous.
Of course, yeah.
Under our constitution, constituencies cannot straddle parish boundaries.
You hear
and
that?
when you configure parish boundaries, as this bill does, running through the middle of existing constituencies, you are ipso facto reconfiguring the constituency boundaries. Stop deceiving the people. Stop it.
So, I want somebody now. I'm going to call Marlon Morgan. Call one when name. Wait. That little natty head one there. Him not have no sense. I give him no props. Because him not have no sense. Him not really know nothing. Him just talk after people. Yeah, him talk after people. So we not call him. Find where Turlong did say what Mark Golding just say. Because it's the PNP that always tell them, Monique, that you cannot constituency cannot cross over into two parishes. And therefore, the bill was found wanting. You know, I want to touch it back.
Stop it. Stop it. Made that point repeatedly, and it is disingenuous.
Of course, yeah.
Under our constitution, constituencies cannot straddle parish boundaries. And when you configure parish boundaries, as this bill does, running through the middle of existing constituencies, you are ipso facto reconfiguring the constituency boundaries. Stop deceiving the people. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Mr. Speaker, I repeat, the principal objective of this legislation is to recast the existing constituency boundaries of two seats to provide a political advantage to the JLP. This is flagrant gerrymandering and is an abuse of the democratic process of this Parliament. Mr. Speaker, this bill creates new parish boundaries that are not aligned with the current constituency boundaries in East Central St. Catherine and South St. Catherine, two seats. This departs from a decision that had already been agreed by both sides for the boundaries of the city municipality of Portmore to be aligned with the boundaries of the three constituencies that together comprise Portmore.
I'm going to stop it. I'm going to stop it because we have MP Fitzjackson on the line. Comrade Jackson, good morning.
Good morning, Comrade Bell. Good morning to your listeners. Good morning to your co-panels.
Do I say congratulations or this is mere formality?
Well, congratulations for the people of Portmore and Jamaica. Because to be frank with you, Comrade Bell, this is not a matter for just the PNP.
No,
it is not a matter regarding the respect for the rule of law and the constitution of this country. The constitution says clearly, matters of that nature, of boundary changes, etc., there is certain legal requirements that must be adhered to. And you must do that. And in summary, that's what the court says. The court says that if the government is proposing to establish a new parish, in this case, the proposed one for Portmore, there are certain things that you must do. The government was seeking to do something else, and understandably why they did something else. The reason why the government was going about it the way that they were going about it is because they want to gerrymander some political boundaries in Portmore. And the electoral office that has that remit stood in their way. And they found a way or thought of a way to go around the electoral office of Jamaica and to establish some political boundaries of their own. And the court said, no. You can't do that. The law don't allow you to do. If you want to establish a parish, you must adhere to what Section 67 of the Constitution says. Simple.
But Comrade Jackson, why is it if the GLP really just wanted to make Portmore a parish, why they didn't just use the existing boundaries of all the constituencies? Wouldn't that comply with the Constitution?
Well, yes. But it is because of the gerrymander intent. They want to, the real goal, is not to make Portmore into a parish because of what they're claiming for development and all that.
Yes.
That's not the real reason. They want to get some political boundaries that suits them. But you don't have to ask me that question, Colin, as to what the government wanted to. Their former senior cabinet member told us.
Everard Warmington, very clear. I will play it many times
he told
here.
Us.
Yes.
So we don't have any need to be speculating what was their intent. Because guess what? Exactly what Warmington said in 2023 about the boundaries that they want and where they will run is exactly what is in the bill.
So, before we go any further, did you hear Orlando Turlong statement to the ruling?
I heard it and I read it, but that is a case where he was trying to avoid accepting the fact that they were stopped by the court and tried to put a spin on it. But when you read the ruling of the court, you can see what it is. For argument, for example, they said that, the injunction was lifted. When we went to court initially,
yes,
for to seek an interim injunction ahead of hearing the matter, because it's important to note, this is not the end of it. But we sought an interim injunction,
right,
until when the court can hear our full submission.
But isn't this an order of the court now?
It is an order of the court. But the point I want to make is that this is just an initial stop in light of the blatant breach with the boundary.
Right.
But it is the boundary and other issues that are in breach.
Yes.
So what the interim injunction we sought was to do is to prevent the government from bringing it into action until it hears the full submission.
Yes.
And we achieved that
the
week before. But when we went to court, the minister of the government side said, we would like to make our own submission. Because at that first hearing, the judge asked them if they were prepared to give an undertaking to the court not to bring the law into effect until the matter was heard.
And what was the response?
They said they could not do it then because they had no instruction so to do.
So they couldn't give that undertaking.
Right. They subsequently came back to the court and said, yes, we will give the undertaking that the law will not be, a date will not be set to bring it into law until the matter is dealt with. But the court went further. In respect of the particular breach of Section 67, it says you cannot bring it into law until full compliance.
With that, say with Section 60 what, 61?
67.
67 of the Constitution.
Yes. It says you cannot bring it into force until when you adhere, you comply with what those stipulations are.
Right.
So it goes beyond just until we hear the matter.
Right.
It says you cannot bring it into force until 67 is adhered to.
And that's a ruling. And that's a ruling from the court.
That is the ruling of the court. So when Mr. Terry Long says that what he has said, I was going to say it's crap, but it might not be proper, so I won't say it.
It is crap.
Right?
It is full crap. Rubbish.
That the injunction was lifted. The injunction was lifted and replaced by the undertaking that they cannot bring it into law.
Right.
And that's an order of the court.
And that's what you went to court for.
That's what we went to court for to stop the government from proceeding to bring it into law in light of the breaches that we identified.
And you were successful in doing that.
We got
argument
what we wanted.
done.
Let
me ask you something. Let me ask you something, Comrade Jackson. You are a senior. How long you been in the parliament?
Well, I've been in the parliament for 30 years now.
Is there
in my 31st year.
Is there some water in the parliament? Because we have to now start looking at what Justice Panton said seriously.
No, I don't think the water is in the parliament. They probably drink the water somewhere else before they came there. I'm not saying it's Bell Road or any such places. But there's some other place other than the parliament.
There are a couple other things I want to just ask you about, Comrade Jackson, because from where I sit and I know from where you sit, the Portmore case now is over because the election will be called and dealt with before Portmore become a parish.
Going to Walden University really helped.
It's over because, as I said, the full submission is not dealt with yet. However, what we can say unequivocally too is that the boundaries of Portmore will remain undisturbed going into the next election.
Basically, that's what I was going.
And why do I say that?
Yeah.
Why do I say that? In order to comply with what the court ordered the government to do, which is to comply with 67.
Yes.
The Electoral Commission of Jamaica have written to the Parliament and the government and said that it will take them at least a year
to sort out the boundaries.
To align the boundaries to be in compliance with the Constitution.
Right.
I didn't say that. The people who are going to be charged to do it are set out in the order. They said that they can't do it for under 1 year.
Exactly. So it is going to
and
be
the election
after.
is due within 6 months.
Right. So it is going to be after the election. So that's why I say we're putting that to rest for now.
And I will go further. After the election, as we have said, I've said it on behalf of the opposition, we have said it, should they proceed to establish Portmore in a parish, even within the requirements of the law, because the court doesn't go to court for what is legal or not legal. You know?
Yes.
Because of the manner that they're doing it, the undemocratic way of doing it. When we become government, we're going to repeal the legislation.
Yes.
And have it revert to where it was until or if the people of Portmore, through a democratic process, say that what they created should be otherwise.
If you're just joining us, we're talking to Fitz Jackson, Member of Parliament over there in St. Catherine. What's St. Catherine again, Fitz?
South St. Catherine.
South St. Catherine. And he's the opposition person responsible for matters dealing with Portmore. We brought the